Material management mastery shows how materials move as a strategic flow, shaping operations from first order to final use. By the end, you'll know operations management basics, strategic material importance, and integrated flow systems. When managers talk about operations management, they're talking about the work of designing, running, and improving the processes that turn inputs into goods or services. If you are running a hospital, a factory, or a delivery platform, this is the function that asks what steps happen in what order with what people, equipment, and materials. Now think about the practical side. A process only works if the right things arrive at the right time. That is where material management enters the picture. It sits inside operations management and helps ensure the flow of materials supports the flow of work instead of interrupting it. So, if you were the operations manager, what would you watch first? The machines, the labor schedule, or the material availability? Most people notice the visible equipment, but the hidden constraint is often the missing part, the late shipment, or the wrong item sitting in storage. That is why operations management is the foundation. It gives you the logic for making trade offs under real constraints. Once you understand that the job is to design and improve the process, material decisions stop looking like back office details and start looking like core operating choices. Once you see operations as a process, the next question is simple. Why do materials matter so much? Because every unit you produce, every service you deliver, and every promise you make to a customer depends on materials arriving in usable form, at the right cost, and on time. If materials are late, service slows. If they are too expensive, margins shrink. If they are unreliable, the firm loses flexibility and may miss demand. So when a manager asks whether to buy cheaper inputs or safer, more dependable ones, the answer has to weigh cost, service, and risk together. In competitive terms, materials shape performance before the customer ever sees the final product. A firm with better material decisions can respond faster, waste less, and protect quality more consistently. That is why materials are not just an input, they are part of the operating advantage. Now we can trace the system itself. Material management is not one isolated task. It is a chain of connected activities, planning what is needed, sourcing it, receiving it, storing it, issuing it to operations, and keeping inventory under control as conditions change. Picture a production order moving across departments. Planning signals the need, purchasing places the order, receiving checks what arrives, storage protects it, and issuing releases it to the line. If any link breaks, the whole flow feels it. That is the system logic you need to see. So the key idea is integration. You do not optimize one step in isolation and call it success.